as well as other school activities. If your school is interested in becoming part of the MHS Network School Broadcast Program, please write to sbp@nhsnetwork.com. That's sbp@nhsnetwork.com. NFHNetwork.com, we are high school. As the first pitch on the way.
There we go.
To Niemeyer.
Drive it hard. Here we go.
It's going to be a called strike right down the pipe. Count goes to 0-1 on Niemeyer. Next pitch is going to be another called strike right down the pipe. Once again, looking at the same place there. As the count goes to 0-2.
There you go. Don't think. Jump in there.
If you're just joining us, we're here on the bottom of the third and still scoreless as the 0-2 pitch is swung on and missed. Strike 3 and Niemeyer is down swinging. That's going to bring up Mackenzie Ozuna, who's playing third base today. And
number 11, Mackenzie Ozuna.
Quick. Has had a couple of has really had problems with the plate in the last two games. She was, if you go back to the last game, she's 0 for 4 now. That's got to bring up Mackenzie Ozuna, the left-hander, to the plates. First pitch on the way, she goes for the drag bunt attempt. She pulls back, but it's a called strike anyway by the home plate umpire. The count goes to 0-1. Next pitch on the way goes for the drag bunt once again, pulls it back though, as count now goes to 1-1. The pitch was high and outside anyway. Bottom of the third, and there's been very few hits by either side as next up is going to be a bunt attempt. It makes contact, but actually goes quite a distance as it goes over the, goes right over the Ridgeview dugout. Ozuna now working with a 1-2 count. And he goes on the next pitch and swung on and fouled back to the left. Count stays at 1-2. On deck is going to be Sage Huggins, who struck out looking in the first at bat of the game for the Vikings. Next pitch on the way. She swung on and missed on the drag hit attempt. So swung on and missed. It's 2 straight strikeouts now for Walt. Actually, 3 straight strikeouts if you go back to the second inning for Walters, and that's going to bring up
number 3, Sage Huggins.
Sage Huggins playing shortstop today. Walters is doing very good, even though normally she likes to try and throw a lot of strikeouts. So far, she's only at 3, and they've come on the last 3 batters.
Yeah.
Next pitch on the way. 4 strikeouts, 3 on the last 3 batters, as the first pitch on the way to Huggins is going to be a called strike on the inner half of the plate. Count 0-1 on Huggins, gets ready. The next pitch is going to be hit right to the third baseman. She throws it across the diamond for the third out, and that's a quick 1-2-3 inning, as that one went 5-3. It's so. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on. We're going to go to the top of the 4th inning, and we are still scoreless. We'll be right back for the 2017 State 4A Softball Championships on the NFHS Network right after this word from our sponsors. It's so pretty. I'd rewrite it if I could, but I said don't alter it. So it makes it sound like just a huge mouthful.
Kipper, first grade.
30 seconds.
Hey, ladies, first grade. What's that mean?
Leading off for the Warhawks will be Carly Peña. Carly Peña. How long? 10. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Welcome back to the Idaho High School Activities Association presentation of the 2017 State 4A Softball Championships on the NFHS network. I'd like to remind a very special thanks to the Idaho High School Activities Association
Leading off,
and its
number
member
2,
schools for their
Carly
support of the
Pena.
National Federation of State High School Associations and the NFHS network. Leading off here for the Warhawks here on the top of the 4th inning is going to be second baseman Carly Pena. Steps into the box. Her first attempt was a ground second base, and that's what she's going to do right now. She grounds to second base, and the easy play over to Martinez makes it quick 1 out, 1 pitch, 1 out scenario.
Number 12, Courtney Flaherty.
That's going to bring up the left fielder Courtney Flaherty, who struck out swinging in her first at bats here in the first inning. Cortez looks in. Bit of a jump in her step as the first pitch is going to be hit right back to her at the mound, and no play on that as Martinez drops the ball. We're going to call that one an E3 on that.
Number 15, Skylar Morris.
That's going to bring up Skylar Morris, the first baseman, who in her last at-bat grounded out to the third base on his first base on his 6th inning. A great pick play there by Marissa Martinez. First pitch was swung on and missed. Miss on Morris. That goes to 0-1, and we've seen that these Warhawk hitters have been very aggressive on the first pitch. The last 3 hitters have all swung on the first pitch. Next pitch on the way is when he swung on, hits the plate, and bounces back. Count goes to 0-2 on Morris. 0-2 the count now on Skylar Morris, the first baseman. Next pitch on the way is going to be hit to the shortstop. Not going to be deep enough to try and make a double play, but a throw across the diamond, and she's safe at first base. She beats out the throw. Holy smokes, Flaherty makes it over to second base. Morris makes it there.
Number 4, Veronica Soto.
And we're going to have time from the coach, and it looks like we may have... Oh no, it's just going to be a batter's conference. In the meantime, I'd like to remind you to use your mobile device to log on and watch your favorite high school sporting events wherever you are, whenever you want. Never miss a game again. And that's going to bring up Veronica Soto to the plate. So now runners on 1 and 2 with only 1 out. First pitch on the way to Soto is going to be a cold strike on the inner half of the plate. Count goes to 0-1, and that pitch had a lot of velocity to it. As it looks like Cortez trying to get a bit of a jump in her step. Whereas the next pitch is going to be high and outside, ball 1. Count goes to 1 apiece.
Good job, Ray. There you go, Ray. Lead.
Ray, do it again.
Soto playing third base today. Gets ready to take the 1-1 pitch. That's going to be in the dirt, ball 2.
Good job,
2-1 the count. Great block there by Conley to try and keep the runners at bay.
Go, Ray.
Cortez gets ready to deliver the 2-1 pitch, and it's going to be in the dirt, ball 3. 3-1 the count on Veronica Soto. Soto in the last game only got on base 1 time. That was through 3-9. Other than that, she grounded out and flew out once each. Next pitch on the way is going to be hit right back up the middle. Not even to be fielded by the pitcher. There's going to be a run, scores. Ridgeview goes for the play, and he's not even making a play at the plate, but there's a play at third base, and they're going to call her out there as Flaherty is the one who comes around to score, but Morris is tagged out at third base. Soto is now over at second base.
Number 7, Gracie Walters.
I'm going to call that a double with 1 RBI. And that's going to bring up Gracie Walters, the pitcher, who in her last at-bat grounded out to the first baseman, but now with 2 outs on the docket. It's like that's going to make this a little bit interesting, and a runner on second base, so a runner is in scoring position. First pitch is fouled off to the right side. Count goes to 0-1 on Walters. The day has really cleared up from where it was earlier, where it was pouring down rain, really windy, and now it's actually looking pretty solid today. So the next pitch on the way is going to be hit a hard drive down the right field line, but way foul. As that's going to bring the count to 0-2 on Walters. 1-0 lead now for the Warhawks, as the next pitch is going to be way a little bit outside. Count goes to 1-2, the classic pitcher's count. On deck is going to be Carson Billings for the Warhawks. And it's going to be a ground ball to second base. Easy play. Takes it over to Martinez for the out. And that's going to do it for them here in the top of the fourth inning. 1 run does score, though, off of 2 hits. One error and 2 people left on. Actually, we're going to make that 1 player left on. We'll be right back with more of the 2017 State 4A Softball Championships on the MHS Network right after this word from our sponsors.
All right, we're going to hit the ball, ladies. Taylor Guerra.
I know, I'm having so much trouble with that name. It's weird. I'm trying to say Guerra, yeah. I'm trying to say that. I missed it, I think, a couple times, but sorry.
Like, oh man, she's my brother's listening.
I'm sorry about that.
So like, Taylor Guerra.
Taylor Guerra. Alright. See, leading off with Taylor Guerra.
Look at her crying for your daughter in last game of her life.
15.
Hey, start us out, Tay. You got it?
4, 3.
Leading off for the Vikings, number 15, Taylor Guerra.
Welcome back to the Idaho High School Activities Association presentation of the 2017 State 4A Softball Championships on the NFHS Network. Leading off now here on the bottom of the fourth for the Vikings to be Taylor Guerra, who so far in today's game got a single to second base in the first inning, and this is now her second at bat. First pitch on the way to her is going to be swung on and missed. Strike 1. Count goes 0-1 on Guerra. In Ridgeview broke the scoreless tie in the top of the fourth inning where they scored 1 run. Off of I believe, only 2 hits. As the next pitch on the way is going to be high and inside, ball 1. Count goes to 1-1 on Guerra. Guerra playing center field today. He's done, not had a whole lot of work so far for her. Next pitch on the way is going to be high and outside, ball 2. 2-1 the count on Taylor Guerra. And if you want to go back to the last game, Taylor Guerra did do some work, but didn't really have a whole lot. She got a single on the 4th and then a 6th and struck out twice, as the next pitch is going to be swung on for strike 2. 2-2 the count.
Single starts us off.
Now Walter steps back in. Gets ready to deliver the 2-2 pitch as he swung on and missed. Strike 3. That's another strikeout for Taylor Guerra. And that is going to bring up Aaliyah Mendiola.
Number 2, Aaliyah Mendiola.
In Mendiola's last at-bat, she flew out to the right fielder with 1 runner on base. Now it's Taylor Guerra. We'll see what she does here again with 1 out. Next pitch on the way is going to be a little bit inside, ball 1. Count goes to 1-0 on Mendiola. You can definitely hear the cheering from the Vikings bench as the 1-0 pitch is going to be high, ball 2. 2-0 becomes a little older swing. 2-0, and the Vikings bench is really loud, and it's really cool to see how much support they have for their team. The next pitch on the way is going to be a call for a strike 1. Hitters count now at 2-1, but with that was a little bit high in the zone, I thought. 2-1 the count, 1-0 lead by Ridgeview. Next pitch on the way is going to be a called strike two. As they say, she did not hold her swing. Count now moves 2-2 and 2 on Mendiola.
Find way, 2.
Walters looking for her sixth strikeout. Next pitch is getting fouled off to the right side. Count stays at 2 apiece. So far, Walters has struck out Higgins. So struck out, Higgins, Cortez, Niemeyer, Ozuna, and Guerra. So she's looking for her 6th strikeout of this ball game. Not even mention going back to the last ball game, where she also struck out a number of batters. As the next pitch on the way is a hit deep into the gap in right center field. That's going to drop for a base hit. She rounds first, heading for second, throw into second base, and she is safe. A big double into right center field gap. And my, oh my, that was a great shot.
Number 15, Lady Lyle.
Let's go bring up Lainey Lyle, the designated player for today.
Stay out of pitch here, Laney.
Lyle in her last at-bats flew out lined out to the second baseman. That was 1 out and runner scoring position. Let's see what she's able to do as she takes the first pitch for strike 1. Next pitch on the way to Lyle's getting swung on and missed on a pitch that was really, really high there as the count goes to 0-2. Walters now already back on the mound, gets ready for the next pitch. It's going to be swung on and fouled back off of the mask of the catcher now. And the count stays at 0-2.
There's a lot of grass out there, kid.
Next pitch is going to be swung on, fouled back. Count stays at 0-2, and Lyle is doing a great job at staying alive here, especially with 1 out. She really would like to put the ball in play at least somewhere, so then you have the chance of getting Mendiola over to third base. It'd be a real shame to try and waste one of the best hits that we've seen almost all tournaments. As the next pitch is going to be hit right back up the middle. It's going to be right past the second baseman. Playing for second is going to be Mendiola. She scores easily. RBI base hit for Lyle, but scores Mendiola from second base. And that, we now have a tie ball game at 1 apiece. What a great shot by Lyle.
Number 6, Ellie Conway.
Sets up and hits a single right back up the middle in order for Mendiola to score all the way from second base, and we are now tied at 1 apiece here in the bottom of the 4th inning. And now coming up is going to be the catcher, Conley, who the first pitch is going to be called strike a little bit inside, but home plate umpire liked it. Count goes to 0-1. Now you have 1 out and a runner on first base. Next pitch on the way is going to be a high pop-up. Calling it off is the shortstop, and she makes the catch for the second out of the inning. And that's got to bring up Pellegio.
Number 5, Amaya Pellegio.
Amaya, so far in today's game, has grounded out to the shortstop in a 6-3 putout. We'll see what she's able to do here with a runner on first base and 2 outs. First pitch on the way to her is going to be a called ball low and inside. 1-0 count now. Game now tied at 1 here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Next pitch on the way is going to be in the dirt, ball 2. 2-0 on Pellegio. She's playing right field today in today's contest.
Stay up in the box, kid. Let's go, 5.
See how Walters decides to attack her now as it's 2-0. She fouls it off right behind home plate, and count goes to 2-1, the classic hitters count.
Get up tight and drive it, Maya. Let's go, 5. Pellegio's
had some really key at-bats so far in these last 2 games. We'll see if she can try to continue her streak here in this at-bat. Moving on first base. Next pitch is going to be hit right back up the middle, fielded by Walters, throws it to first base, and that'll do it. A 1-3 put out, but 1 run does score off of 2 hits, no errors, and 1 player left on. We're going to go to the top of the 5th inning. This ball game is tied at 1 apiece. We'll be right back with the 2017 State 4A Softball Championship on the NFHS Network right after this word from our sponsors.
Back.
Did I already say this one?
I think so.
Then I'm just gonna need a long break later on. Maybe I'll wait for like a umpire meeting or something to read a long one. So we got plenty of time.
15. 10. 5. 4. 3. 2.
Welcome back to the Idaho High School Activities Association presentation of the 2017 State 4A Softball Championship on the NFHS Network.
Leading off, number 11, Carson Billings.
Leading it off here for the Warhawks will be the right fielder Carson Billings, who in her last at-bat got on via a walk and tried to steal second base, but then was caught stealing. She leads it off here in the top of the 5th inning. On the mound still is Cortez, who has not gotten a ton of strikeouts like we saw in the last game. She actually only has 2 strikeouts so far today. We found out how to hit her a little bit better. As the first pitch on the way from Cortez is going to be swung on and fouled to the right side. Count goes to 0-1 on Carson.
There you go.
Carson didn't play in the last game. In the last game, as we said earlier, she is one of the substitutions playing right field. In the last game for her team was Morris, who's now moved to first base. Next pitch is going to be swung on and missed. Strike 2. Count goes to 0-2 on Billings.
Let's go, Ray.
Game tied at 1 here in the top of the 5th inning. Both sides have really been pitching extremely well. His next pitch is going to be a called strike 3 right on the outside corner. And Billings was just caught frozen there. And that's going to bring up now Jasmine
Number 20,
Ramirez.
Jasmine Ramirez.
Ramirez in her last at-bat in the 3rd inning struck out swinging. See what she's going to be able to do here in the top of the 5th inning. Playing shortstop today for the Warhawks. First pitch on the way is going to be low for ball 1. That goes to 1-0 on Jasmine.
Go, Ray.
Interesting, Jasmine is one of the 7 freshmen on this Warhawks team. As the next pitch on the way is going to be in the dirt. Ball 2. 2-0 the count now on Ramirez.
Good job, Ellie.
Go back to the last game. Ramirez was 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts, 1 looking, 1 swinging. As next pitch is going to be hit right to the second base, and she fields it, throws it over to Martinez at first, and makes the easy 4-3 putout. 2 outs already here for the Warhawks in the top of the 5th inning, and that's going to
Number 3, Kendall Pena.
bring up number 3, Kendall Pena, who earlier in this game got a base hit to the 3rd baseman, and then was able to steal second base. As the first pitch was swung on and missed.
Great pitch, Ray.
Count goes to 0-1 now on Kendall Pena. Next pitch on the way from Cortez is going to be a little bit low. Ball 1 count evens up at 1 apiece here on Kendall Pena. Next pitch is going to be hit high and far down the right field line, but goes way foul. And that's going to bring it to 1 ball and 2 strikes, the pitcher's count. Cortez looks like she's on pace again for another quick 1-2-3 inning if she can get out of this here in another couple of pitches or less. As next pitch on the way, it's going to be hit right to the 3rd baseman. She makes the catch, decides to throw it a long way anyway. Just for good measure, that's going to be a line out to the third baseman and the third out of the inning for the Warhawks. No hits, no runs, no errors, and nobody left on. We're going to go to the bottom of the fifth inning, and we're still tied at 1 apiece. We'll be right back with more coverage of the 2017 State 4A Softball Championships on the NFHS Network right after this word from our sponsors.
Hold them right here, let's go!
Help yourself out. Get on base, kid. Here we go.
Seconds.
Is it? Hold their cone out!
50.
Leading off for the Vikings, number 4, Raylene Cortez.
Welcome back to the Idaho High School Activities Association presentation of the 2017 State 4A Softball Championships on the NFHS Network. I'm Alex Clark, bringing you today's coverage here now at the bottom of the fifth inning, where both Ridgeview and Middleton are both tied at 1, as now leading off for the Vikings is going to be the pitcher, Raylene Cortez, whose first pitch is going to be fouled off for strike 1. In Cortez's last at-bat in the second inning, she actually struck out looking. So we'll see how she responds here the next at-bat, as next pitch swung on and missed at a pitch that was way out of the strike zone. Count now goes on her to 0-2. Cortez got to be careful here, trying not to strike out again, as she has already struck out once in this ballgame. Next pitch on the way is going to say that she went, yep, as they appeal down to the first base umpire, says that she went strike 3, struck out swinging. That's the first out of the
Number 25, Hallie Niemeyer.
That's going to bring up Hallie Niemeyer, who also struck out as she led off the third inning with a strikeout swinging. She's looking to try and change her fortunes at the plate. Left field today is Niemeyer. First pitch is going to be hit down the first base line, but foul. Count goes to 0-1.
Stay tall.
Niemeyer played in the last ball game just before this and went 0-3, trying to change her fortunes at the plate now. 0-1 pitch on the way. It's going to be swung on and fouled just behind the plate, and the count will now go to 0-2. And right now, Walters just seems to be getting stronger as this game continues to press on. And looks like the catcher's having a little bit of an injury, not much of an injury problem, more of just maybe just trip or something.
Stay tall and drive it.
But the count is still 0-2 now on Hallie Niemeyer. Walters now gets her sign from the coach and delivers the 0-2 pitch, and it's going to be high for ball 1. 1-2 the count.
Right here, stay tall and drive.
Just joining in with us, we are tied at 1 apiece here in the bottom of the fifth inning, as the next pitch to be hit right back up the middle. It's fielded by the second baseman, throws it across the diamond, gets it to the first baseman for the out. Mark that a 4-3 putout on Niemeyer, and that's the second out of the inning for Walters. And that's going to bring
Mackenzie Ozuna.
Ozuna so far in this game sounds a little familiar, but is also a strikeout swinging. In the last game she played, Ozuna was 1 for 3 with a strikeout and 1 single that turned into a run. First pitch on the way is going to be way outside for ball 1. 1-0 the count here on Ozuna. She's rounding out the starting 9 for the Vikings in this game, trying to also reverse some of her fortunes at the plate as she goes for the drag bunt attempt, no good, but says that there's a call, the pitcher is a strike anyway, so the count moves to 1-1. 2 outs here on the bottom of the 5th. We're still tied at 1 apiece. As Ozuna, the lefty, steps back in, gets ready for the next pitch, goes for the bunt, and pulls back, but it's going to be a called strike again as the count moves to 1-2.
Go attack it here.
Ozuna just trying to get on base in this situation. Goes for a little bit of a drag hit, throws it, gets all the way to third base, and she outruns it for an infield single for Ozuna.